Supermodel, I like to love myself unconditionally because I am a queen. I'm not the average girl from a video. My worth is not determined by the price of my clothes. No matter what I'm wearing, I will always be in the eye. Hey, you guys, that's one of my favorite songs. So I'm gonna be, it's my first video. Yay! Okay, whatever. So I'm gonna be reading a little bit from a script that I just, wrote down while I was at work. So hello, queens, and maybe some kings that are watching. So my name is Achillia from I, She, Me, Worthy. I am she is me, and together what? We're worthy. So this is my first episode for my IGTV series about the Worth It movement. And today's topic, the very first topic, of course, is going to be about worth. So, and it's called I Knew My Worth, but I Didn't Value It. Because I just feel like we all know that we're worth something. We all know that we've been put on this earth for a reason. Even if we have low self-esteem, we all have sometimes get that inner Beyonce in us. So we all know that we're worthy. But until you find out the value of your worth and until you understand it, then, you just put yourself on a higher pedestal in every aspect of your life. So while I was at work, I did a little searching and I got the definition for value. And it just said that the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance of worth, usefulness, or something. So just by reading that definition, you would want to feel useful. You want to feel deserved. You want to feel important. And you want to feel like you're worth something. So you have to use that in every aspect of your life. Like literally when it comes to relationships. Because I feel like that's where we devalue our worth the most. And then I looked up the definition on Google for worth. And it says the value equivalent to that of someone or something under consideration. Right there, that's like telling you that you gotta let somebody consider if you're valuable or if you're worthy. You should already consider that. You should already know going into a relationship or going into any situation that I'm worthy and, I'm here. Not saying nobody's down there or anything like that, because like I said, I, she, me, worthy. I am she, she's me. Together we're worthy. That just means basically we're all worthy. But you have to be selfish with your worth. You have to be selfish with your value. So you really, really have to strategically think about self-love when it comes to knowing your worth and knowing your value. And me, the price tag of my value, I put that I'm priceless because you cannot buy me. You cannot swindle your way to me anymore. Because I'm not even going to lie. Before, I had some bad relationships and I feel like they really went south. And I'm not even going to blame the guy. I'm going to blame myself for my tolerance level because I tolerated a lot of shit that I shouldn't have tolerated. And I never was like in an abusive relationship or verbally, nothing to that extreme. But emotionally, my value and my worth was deteriorating and it was my fault. It's because I was letting somebody run over me. I was letting, I was, what should I say? I was listening to my heart and not my head, and they just would not connect for nothing until one day I just woke up and I was just like, you know what? I'm worth more than this. I want to be married. This man ain't my husband. He's somebody else's husband. I'm not saying that he literally somebody else's husband and I was committing adultery or nothing like that, but he's somebody else's husband, just like I'm somebody else's wife. I just haven't met him yet. And I can't pray to God that, I want a husband and I want this and I want that and these are my standards, but I'm not even living up to my standards because I'm allowing certain things. And guys are only going to do what you really allow them to do. So I was in a situationship for some years and I would say that I loved him. And to be quite frank, if he walked right here, right now, my heart probably dropped to my feet and I'd be like, So that taught me a valuable lesson that It doesn't matter how much you try to explain yourself to someone. It doesn't matter how much you try to show that you're worthy of their love, that you're worthy of them. If they don't want you, they just don't want you. And his ass ain't want me, point blank, period. No matter how he tried to say certain things to keep me around, he just wanted me around but didn't want me. And I just really had to realize that. So that was like a slap in my face, because it was just like, that's one reason why I feel like history and like time that you know somebody doesn't mean anything. That's a trap. History is a trap, literally a trap, because you can think that, oh, I've known this guy for so long, or even a friendship, this girl for so long, but if they're not treating you right and they're not bringing value to you, and they're not, acknowledging your worth and acknowledging your value and living up to your standards, whether it's a relationship or a friendship, you really just need to let them go. There's no point of that. If it's not fruitful, which is another topic in a couple weeks, if that relationship isn't fruitful to you in your life, it's dead, like completely dead. So I have my lovely friend here who's recording me. Nisha, say hi. Well, she's not gonna come on camera because she don't want to right now, but we're gonna have some little Q&A. She's gonna ask me some questions, and I'm gonna answer how I think that I would deal with that situation, or anything regarding the topic of being worthy, knowing your worth, especially just knowing your value. So
okay, so how did you realize your worth when you were in the situationship?
So, like I was saying previously, I just realized that, I wanted to be a wife, and I just started to look at myself different, and I realized I can't be praying, as the Bible says, if I say this right, faith without works is dead. So I can't be believing for a husband and laying with this man that's not my husband, that's not even committed to me. And yeah, I'm getting a little transparent here, but I can't continue to do that, and I can't continue to have feelings for someone, because when God sends that man, like, I'm gonna still be invested in somebody else, and I cannot fully give my heart, mind, body, and soul and everything to another person. So basically, things just kept happening, and it just was like, I just kept realizing stuff like, it's just not for me. It's not, I'm not happy no more. Like, when I'm in front of you, I'm happy because it's just in the moment, but I'm not happy. And like, I started thinking about, because I'm not with my child's father, like, I want a foundation to raise my son in. It's just different things. I started to dig deep in what I wanted, and I realized that I didn't know my worth at first, and I just started, then basically I realized I didn't know my worth, and then I realized he wasn't worthy of me because he didn't know my worth at all either. So once I really literally wrote down certain things that I wanted in life, and it's like crazy because I literally used to pray for this man to be mine and to realize my worth and to make it work because of history. And then I had to reverse that prayer and pray him away, like literally pray this man away, because I realized my worth, and I realized that, I'm worth feeling like a booty call. Sex is good, whatever, but still, and then I had to realize controlling yourself sexually is a part of self-worth and a part of self-love, because we think in our head like, oh, well, it's a give and take, oh, it feels good, or whatever the case may be, but you're still deteriorating your worth when you're having sex with somebody and it's a soul tie. And so basically it was a soul tie, situationship, soul tie, and I realized I don't want that no more. So honestly, this year I made a promise to myself and to God that I'm not having sex this year, because whatever man that God has for me, I want to be fully, committed. I'm not a cheater or anything, but I just want to be fully available when he comes. So once I started realizing the stuff that I wanted and realizing the standards that I had to reset for myself, I realized, okay, this just ain't it. And I can't be friends with him. I can't be anything with him, because I know that deep in my heart, like, he has a soft spot in my heart. So I know that I just had to completely cut that out, because I'm worth more than what I feel in my heart for somebody else. Like, I had to put myself first. I had to love myself more than I loved him. once I realized that, it was easy. Once you realize your worth and the value of it, and you understand how worthy you are, it's so easy to cut people off. It's so easy to leave dead relationships. It's so easy to leave anything that isn't valuing you alone, because you're like, whatever, I'm the shit. And you realize that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have to really be cocky about yourself just to separate yourself from people, you have to do that. So once I realized that, I'm just like, I don't care what you got, I don't care what you can do for me, I don't care about none of that, because you ain't for me. I realized that. No hard feelings, but I'm worth more than that. Check mark, I'm worth it. Next question.
So I know you stated that you were not with your son's father anymore. So when did you realize your worth, in being with him?
Okay, so that, when I realized that, I wouldn't say that I didn't know my worth in that situation. Well, I kind of didn't, because I tolerated some stuff. But what I would say is, no hard feelings, that I kind of lowered my standards. Not saying that he's a bad guy or anything like that, but there were certain things that I wanted in a man that I stated. And I used to always state it. So when he came around, some of my friends that knew that the certain things that I wanted, they were like, are you sure about this? And because, I saw the potential, which I'm done with potential, because I saw the potential in him, and like, he was a good guy, he was a good boyfriend. So he did good boyfriend things, but I wanted more than that, just that, because love don't pay bills, love don't create memories, love, I just wanted more. So, and I can't deal with anybody that has a broken mentality. You can be broke because you can change that. You can get rich the next day. You can win the lottery. But if you have a broken mentality, I just can't deal with that. So after I had my son, we used to fuss and fight. It just used to be chaotic. And once I realized that I really don't want him no more, like literally, I just told him, like, we tried to work it out. In 1 week, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. And like, I can honestly say I'm one of the baby mothers that, I even hate saying baby mother, but anyway, it's just shorter. But I can honestly say that when I said that, I'm done, I don't want this no more, I literally stopped it right there. Because in my head, the relationship was already dead. It was already done, and I was just trying to rekindle it just a tad bit, just to meet him halfway for the sake of my son. And no, I realized I'm worth more than that. Yes, it's upsetting that I had a son out of wedlock, and that, I can't have, my son can't have both his parents together. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna find a man, he's gonna find a woman, and then he has 2 role models. He's gonna have 2 mothers, he's gonna have 2 fathers, and it takes a village to raise a child. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. So within that, I just realized that I still knew my worth then, but the value part of keeping up with my standards and sticking by what I stand for when it comes to men, that's where I went a little sideways with him. And that was about it. But what I will say is the situationship person, I met him before him. So you see why that's like, it was a lot of years of really just going back and forth and just really knowing my worth and really strategically loving myself and realizing that I gotta love myself more than I love this guy. And once I realized that, it was so easy. Like, it was so easy, like literally easy to do.
What advice would you give to a woman who is staying because of the child?
Who's staying? That child is gonna grow up. He or she is gonna grow up, and they're gonna move on with their life, and you're stuck with a man for what? At the end of the day, if you both co-parent, you come to a mutual understanding that the main goal is to raise this child and give this child a good upbringing, a good foundation. There should be no problem. Just there's gonna be petty stuff in the beginning, but I'm not staying with nobody because of no child, because Mason's gonna leave me. And I'm not going to be stuck for 18 years with nobody that's going to make me miserable. I'd rather him see I'd rather him have a good relationship with me and him separate, and then him and his father have a good relationship, than to be in a chaotic, toxic household, seeing stuff that he shouldn't see at the age, and damaging him and messing up his mindset for when he's older. So I wouldn't stay with no man for no money, because it's my child's father. I ain't staying with no man for nothing. If I ain't happy, I ain't happy, and you gonna know it. So no, hell no. I hope you guys liked my first series, my first episode of the Worth It movement, and I purposely wore this shirt and it says nope, because saying no is so important to your self-worth, your self-love. Saying no or nope is very important. So today I'm saying nope. If you don't think I'm worthy, and if you ain't worthy of me, nope. So next week we're gonna be talking about, I may switch it up a little bit, but what I had in the row was talking about, applying for that job, because you have to, like I said, we're going to cover your worth in all aspects of your life. So apply to that job you're not qualified for. And I'm going to tell you how a testimony of me fasting and praying, how I got a job that, I wasn't qualified for. So, and finessing my resume, but that's neither here nor there. So say no, say nope, and check off every day on your to-do list that you're worth it, because that's what the check mark stands for. You're worth it. You're worthy, and you got to remember that. So I'll see you next week. Thank you. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Like it. Please share it. Like, I'm trying to really maximize my audience, because I have a lot of things in store. So, please just let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think. I know I got some kinks. Don't be too mean to me, because I'm a little crybaby. Sighting on that. A little bit. I'm emotional gangster. But, let me know. Like it. Share it. Do what you want. Tell me if I need to make a YouTube channel. Am I getting ahead of myself? Okay.